All right, we are live. Greetings, fellow traders. Let me get this tweeted out so everybody can join in here. 1 second. Okay. Apparently, my clock in the kitchen was a little bit off from the actual time, so I need to adjust that. So give me a second here. We are live. So we'll get that adjusted for next time. Trading and live streaming. 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. All right. Cool. 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 Good. 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 Awesome. 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 Cool. 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 All right. Well, I hope everybody had a blessed weekend, and here we are getting started with a brand new trading week this week. So, looking forward to it. So today, this week, we're going to be talking about day trading reversals, and we've talked about reversals in the past, but these are just kind of some reversal techniques on the intraday time frame for things to look out for and tools that we can use to help find that. Right. So today we're going to be talking about double and triple tops and bottoms. And very important stuff. Before we do that, everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and not investment advice. So please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Good, good, good. All right, so first, we're going to take a look and see where we left off the market on Friday, and then we're going to see what the futures are doing tonight and what we might have in store going into tomorrow. And then we'll go over the topic, and then we'll take a look at questions and chart requests. So let's get started. So SPX, okay, monthly chart right so far, the month of August, right? This is the last full week of August. We have one day next week before September starts, and looking pretty interesting right here. So we're up above the upper Bollinger Band here on the monthly chart, right? Strong green candle still. We do have an open gap below here, and you can see it here on the weekly chart. We know those, obviously a monthly open gap is going to be a big deal, right? Weekly open gaps are a big deal too, but we'll see. It can continue to push its way up, and then we got this nasty cloud coming up here on the weekly chart, right? So we'll see if that gets filled there, and then, oh my goodness, this is all the way September, October, November election season. So get ready for some potential wildness going in through this area right here. Daily chart, bullish still proven otherwise. We had a fresh all-time high on Friday. We shifted the trend line over on one of our videos, I think the lunchtime video on Friday, and bullish still proven otherwise. Right? We're over the ADMA, we're over the upper trend line, and we left Friday with a little bit of a hammer right there, and some general strength going into this week. So we'll see how that goes. Let's take a look at the price action here on Friday, right? So we can see it was a really, really choppy day, and then it started to break out at the end of the day. Now, Apple was the big deal, right, on Friday. So Apple is one of the highest weighted stocks on the S&P 500, also on the NASDAQ, and also on the Dow Jones Industrial Average. So it's at one point in the morning, right, the Dow was negative, right? Apple was carrying the whole thing up, right? And then everything just started to kind of follow suit after that, right? So that was kind of the big deal on Friday. We can take a look at our levels right here and see how it behaved here. These are the levels we provide to our members before each market open. You can see here we held the 50, formed the 15-hour blow right here, hit this our volume level right here, and then worked its way up until it got back to all-time highs and a couple other key levels as well. Let's take a look at the S&P futures and see how they're behaving here tonight. Okay, so we're up 8 points here. We did a little bit of a wave count on this one going into tonight, so pretty interesting stuff, right? I mean, so we had this. They took a lot of the fun out on Friday pre-market, right? There was a really, really nice drop and then a really, really nice rally, right? So again, like we said, we've been seeing a lot of these V reversals happening a lot. As we've been the market's been pretty timid up here, but this type of price action is just like, I don't know, it's like panic selling, panic buying, right? So it's really not, nice trending price action, but it is interesting here. So we just tagged a fresh higher here as we broke out over these key levels, right? The high of the open, right? And just pushed up here at 34.4. So we've already hit all-time highs on the futures tonight, which is really cool, right? So here we were messing with a wave count on this one, probably something like, one, again, this is not, perfect, two, here this looked like maybe like a 3-4. And actually, it'd be probably better to put like a 3 up here, and maybe we're working on a 5 on the way up right here. So, so definitely definitely an impulsive wave up right here, and a huge push, as you can see, as we broke out of those levels. So I imagine there was a bunch of stops up here on anybody short. Here from the open, right? And you can see how that triggered here with a big amount of volume. So lots of shorts covering it there, and then the bulls may have stepped in a little bit here this evening too to give it a pop. So we're going to be keeping an eye on this throughout the evening. We'll see where it brings us into the morning, right? So we can see right here we're just basically holding this this geometric line here tonight, and we'll have a fresh set of signal zones for our group in the morning tomorrow. So good stuff there. All right, so this week we're going to be talking about these reversals here, and one of the things that we're going to be looking at is these double and triple tops and bottoms, right? So this is important stuff. Just, this is not really a tool, but it's just something to keep an eye out for when you get to these levels to see if a reversal is happening, right? We'll talk about other tools that we can actually trade the reversal with. Other than, here when you get to a double or triple top, then just taking, for instance, at a top, taking a short and having a very, very low risk, high reward potential at those levels. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple examples right here. So one we just looked at was the SPX, right? So SPX over the last couple days has been toying with these this all-time high zone right here, right? So we can see here back on Wednesday, right, we formed a double top right here. So we got basically a fresh all-time high right here, or really close to a fresh all-time high, right? And then we drifted down a little bit, and then we came back up again and tested that zone, this level up here, and it was rejected, right? So this is actually a good area to look to short, right, with a very, very low risk, high reward potential, right? So that gave us a nice little double top right here, and then worked its way down with a nice impulsive wave down, right? 1, 2, ended up 3, 4, 5, right? And then now it's basically working its way back up. So one of the cool things too is that once it worked its way back up and we got here, it was basically a triple top where we got right up here and we tagged a fresh all-time high, and you can see that was shortable right at that area. And if you have a stop just above there, you can see that drifted down nicely for a nice trade to the downside. So triple tops are usually the max. It's where it's at. Usually fourth time is the charm, right? But what we like to do is see and make sure that we actually are breaking out of there with a little bit of volume, right? So you can see here, very, very similarly, we had these, again, it was a little bit different with the ES, right? You have a little bit different type of price action right here, but here's your high. Didn't quite hit its high right here, but you had your drop right here. You got pretty close to the zone right here for another drop, and another drop right here as well. So now that we pushed above that, right, with some volume, now it's that's kind of behind us, right? So right now we'll see how that holds. So at this point now, it's whether or not there's no extra volume up here, right? We're at all-time highs, so it's undiscovered territory, so it's basically clear air. So it's basically all the volume that's coming in now is fresh volume for it, right? So at this point here, we just have to use our trend lines and chart patterns to look for areas of, or look for setups on that one. A couple other examples, we have AMD. Recently, so it's pretty cool stuff right here, right? We saw this happen here back on the 17th, right? We tagged a high right here, which also happened to correspond with one of our pre-market channels. We tagged it again for a move down. It did it again pre-market, so it's kind of like a little triple top right here. Did it again pre-market the next day and had a nice drop down off of that one. Since we couldn't close above that with any strength, in fact, we had an upper shadow pre-market, that kind of led us back down to this area right here. We even hit it again here for a move down and here again for a move down. It wasn't until the open where we blew through those levels on Friday where we got a nice move up on that. So we can see that on AMD. Let's take a look at Apple. Apple, of course, had some double bottom type style here. So we can see again back on the 17th with Apple, it put in a fresh low right here, this 455 level, and then at the open the next day we came back in for a double bottom right here to work its way back up. Again, very, very low risk, high reward potential once we had a nice candle right here too, a nice reversal candle off of these levels, and then that worked its way up extremely nicely on Apple. So good stuff, guys. So keep an eye out for those big turning point pivot levels right here, right? And you can see, I'm not saying we take every trade off of that one. We use other techniques too to look at that to actually enter the trade, other than just the very low risk, high reward potential at those levels themselves. So good stuff, guys. So at this point, if anybody has any questions or chart requests, please feel free to play those in the chat window, and we'll get through as many as we can and try to wrap up as early as possible so we can all have a good night's sleep and another awesome trading day tomorrow. But yeah, Apple totally carried the market on Friday and was just extremely strong and closed really, really close to this 500 level. A little bit of an upper shadow, but we'll see if that gets any follow through going into tomorrow and this week. So good stuff. All right, so Dylan sent in a few via email or via Twitter, so let's take a look at these. So Roku Inside day on Friday, we've just really been range bound here on Roku. This whole 150 area has just been a significant zone for Roku. So at this point here, we're really going to look to see if it can break out again with some volume out of this area and see if it can work its way up again. If it does work its way down, right, there's a 1, 2, 3, there's a triple bottom right here. So if it bounces off of that, that's kind of off of the 50 MA possible, and the cloud for another bounce on Roku. Let's take a look at AYX. Software sector. Again, this thing's been getting really tight down here. It did try to make a couple pushes, but at this point here, it's really in a distribution zone, right? So let's just an accumulation zone. So let's just see how it holds and wait till we can break out of those levels here with some volume. Or if it turns into a bear pivot level, really break down, the market gets weak, right? AYX could work its way down. Let's take a look at Visa. So Visa actually finally got out of this geometric level right here on Thursday, and it left us with a pause day on Friday. So let's see if that turns into a doji sandwich up on that one. Let's take a look at Walmart. So Walmart had some heavy call activity on Friday, right? But it couldn't get any follow through on it, right? So right now it's contending with these prior geometric lines, which may serve as resistance, right? So it didn't like being above it. It likes staying below it. We left an upper shadow with that one. So just be careful with that one. We want to see some volume above that line to see if Walmart can get going. Again, it's after earnings. It had a little bit of a pullback after earnings. So let's see if it can get going again. So good stuff. Shirley sent a few in via email. Again, always appreciate your thoughts and prayers for Shirley. And she's doing well and getting better. So let's just continue to have those positive thoughts for her. So TMO, nice one, right? So medical devices, they do a lot of different stuff. So looking pretty good right here, working its way up, holding trend, bullish candle on Friday, inside day up. Let's see if it can continue to be strong. Nice find on that one. Let's take a look at Vroom. So again, still holding pretty well after earnings, right? Still working on this open gap right here. Again, it could be working on a fresh trend up, or it could be working on an invisible bear flag right here, right? Or a wedge of some sort, right? So there's your flagpole. So just kind of keep an eye right here. The volume's okay, right? Just leaving with a lot of upper shadows on that one. Let's take a look at BBY. I believe we have earnings coming up pretty soon on this one. 826, so we have it this week, so that should be interesting. It's been trending up very nicely. I'll be interested to see how they report. I took my son to Best Buy the other day, and they close at 6 o'clock every day, including on the weekends. And we went there the other evening, and there was nobody there, right? So it was the only people that were there were the employees, right? So now, granted, it was a little bit closer to the close, but still, kind of interesting stuff, right? So I'll be very interested to see how they report. Again, a lot of times on earnings, they put lower expectations and they beat them here to continue to drive this market up. So we'll see how that goes on that one. But again, bullish still proven otherwise. So we'll see what earnings have to say on that one. Yeti's been extremely strong since the Corona crash, right? So I guess everybody wants coolers for their RVs or whatever's going on out there, right? So technically, we're still kind of testing a couple of these levels right here. This is sort of like your macro trend line off of these levels here. So again, bullish to prove it otherwise, but it still could chop sideways to the trend line on that one. And then Win, again, very Corona news driven. When things start to open up, right? Then the casino start. This is one of those the big Corona names, right? This one, the cruise lines, the airlines, things like that, right? So it's stuck in the cloud right now. So it's kind of like in a triangle pattern here. So at this point here, we're either going to look for intraday strength or wait till it breaks out one way or the other with some volume. So good stuff, great charts. Kim, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Happy Sunday. Yeah, Facebook with a double inside week. So definitely on the radar for us here. Going to see if we can break out over last week's high and give us a nice little pop out of that. Again, there's been a lot of strength in tech recently, right? So we've seen the strength in Apple, Nvidia, mostly Apple, right? So if they're tired of pushing Apple up, Facebook could be a good contender if they want to keep putting money into tech. Again, overall good value proposition going on that one. It's still actually reasonably priced, which is good too. Double inside week on that one. AMD. Again, very, very interesting on AMD. So inside week last week, little push up here out of this mini bull flag. I'm starting to like what's going on here. But if you do go to the daily chart here, you can see its last bump line, right? It tried to break down out of that, and it's coming back and retesting the top of it. So that's sort of a counter example on that one. But see how it handles the inside week. It might give a pop up. I do kind of like the volume that's been coming in here on AMD. So let's see if we can get some more strength on that one. And RKT, yeah, this thing keeps rocketing up. So already over its recent highs and kind of came back in the range right there. It would be nice if it closed, but beautiful start here with an inside day within the IPO range, right? And then some nice movement after that one. We got some members who have been enjoying that one as well. And then APPS. Again, still in its bullish trend right there. A bit of an upper shadow, possible shooting star here with big volume. So if that does break down, it might want to come back and test the ADMA on that one. Baggish, what's going on? Good to see you. Hope you're doing well. We got some double inside weeks going on. Nice stuff. So let's take a look at Tdoc. So Tdoc has been pretty fun, right? We had an inside day up, broke out of these levels right here. Strong move on Friday, and then a big reversal, right, with an upper shadow on that one. Zoom has been pretty amazing. Let's see if this turns into a pause day on this one. It started to kind of break out of this mini area right here, this kind of channel breakout with some good volume, held the cloud, got some nice follow through. Pause day at the geometric level, and then worked its way back up, right? So a nice move on Thursday, and now we got a spinning top here on Friday to contend with, right? And then Baba, nice move up on this one. So keep an eye on Baba this week, looking pretty good. Again, we'll look to see if it gets any more follow through the upside on that one. I like the volume that came in. You know, it finally made a nice move after earnings. So let's see if that can get some follow through on that one. I really like that chart. And then a couple double inside weeks. Of course, Facebook, we're going to be keeping an eye on right here. Love it. NI, energy sector, double inside week. Really, really tight doji on that one. So see how that holds. It's been really compressed in this range. Seems to be trying to hold this prior pivot right here. But if it breaks down, watch out below on that. And then HZNP, not what I've ever traded before, but hanging in there, right? And this is actually looking kind of toppy, but it could be a bit of a weekly pennant forming right here too with that double inside week. So let's see how that holds as well going into this week. Could be very, very interesting. Holding up pretty well. Good stuff, great stuff. Royal, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look. Yeah, I hope you had a great weekend too. Let's see. So Tesla, yeah. So Tesla's been just super duper amazing. Broke out of these levels right here. We talked about this doji sandwich on the breakout, right? So it ended up being a double doji sandwich, a double pause day, really, really compressed range. And then boom, huge move on Monday, double pause day again, boom, huge move on Thursday. Now we got a pause day again. I mean, is it going to do it again? Right? We just have to kind of keep an eye on it and see how it behaves. But it's been just such an epic move so far. NVTA. Breaking out, right? So there's that diamond pattern right here. We finally got out of these levels here. Again, not huge volume, but then Friday gave a nice push on that one. So nice move there on NVTA. And then missed the softy, Microsoft. Again, not as exciting as we would like to hope, right? So it did not follow suit with Apple on Friday. Ended up actually having a red day, right? So just kind of keep an eye on these levels, see if we can try to break out again. But it's definitely been on the radar. It's been really hot recently, so that's been interesting as well. And then Amazon, exactly, getting tight. So again, if they want to, if they're done with Apple and Tesla's the other one too. I mean, Tesla helped with the NASDAQ. There's no question about it. It's huge. It's a big weighting right now, and it helped pull the NASDAQ up as well. So Amazon getting really tight again right here. So a little breakout, possible little bull flag going on. Let's see if we can get out of here with some volume. Again, if they're done with Apple and Tesla, they might try Facebook and Amazon this week. So it could be very interesting. So good stuff. Thanks, Royal. Rocky, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I hope you're well. Let's take a look at Harpoon Therapeutics with a big push right here. Yeah, big push up here to the cloud with an upper shadow. Again, to see if we can push over Friday's highs right there and give another move up. Nice find on that one. We have earnings coming up on Friday. Double inside day up with some volume. So see if we can try to push its way up for a little bit of a final earnings run on that one. And then BKE. Again, big push there on after earnings right there, but it left with a big upper shadow on the 200 day. So just be careful with that one. Good stuff. ZEK, what's going on? Hope you had a great weekend. Let's take a look at ABT. I know you've been tracking this one for a while. ABT starting to break out of that bull flag right here. A little bit of volume coming in, so let's see if they get some follow through in that one, especially if this biotech sector is strong. PFE got out a little bit of that triangle there, but it's got to get out of this more macro geometric line that we can see up here. It gapped up the other day and pulled back pretty hard. Right, so it was looking good, and then it kind of came back in. So that's kind of blah. Let's see if we can get back up to those levels with some volume on PFE. Good stuff. Prayer Kid, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. I hope you are well. Rick, what's happening? CWH, there's your camping world right there. So it did pull back pretty harshly here before earnings, or right on earnings, and then now it was kind of channeling up again, and now it's back below that, below the 80 inside day. So if it breaks down below there, you might see the 50-day on that one. Brian, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. Sure, what's happening? Good evening. Yeah, Facebook, again, double inside week, so we're definitely keeping an eye on this one to see if we can get some strength. Let's look at NEO. Again, been kind of riding on the coattails a little bit of Tesla, but it's got its own issues there. Looking at maybe doing more, making more cars and stuff like that. So we'll see how it goes. Getting really, really tight in this range. See how it holds this triangle going forward. And then AMD, again, same stuff right here. So nice hammer. I like how it's breaking out these areas right here. But at the same time, right, we have to look at it also as coming back and retesting this bump trend line right here to see how it holds, right? If we can push above that, if we push above those highs and break an inside week up, right, we might see some more strength on AMD. Another good one for potential rotation. And then QCOM, another semiconductor. Strong move on Friday. This is one of my favorite ones going into Monday as well. So let's see if that can get some strength too. So we got that going on as well. So again, tech has been leading the way, and until it, the trend is our friend until it bends, right? So we'll see how that goes. Brian, yeah, hope you're doing well too. Yeah, let's take a look at FSLY. That finally decided to make a little bit of a move the other day. Still within this big trend box range right here. It's coming up and retesting this upper trend line. Left you with a nasty upper shadow and a pullback on Friday, but it did have some relative strength on Thursday. Etsy, again, a lot of these names, see how that pulled back, right? I always talk about with software names, look and see what Microsoft is doing, right? So Microsoft pulled back, FSLY pulled back, right? Etsy kind of pulled back right there, holding the ADMA. Microsoft again, same thing, right? Bit of an upper shadow, bit of a shooting star candle right there. Might come back and test the ADMA. Let's take a look at Prudential. Again, that's dripping down pretty nicely too, and you have ex-dividend coming up on that one. That actually looks pretty weak there. So let's add that to the radar too, and see how that behaves on Monday. Nice find on that one. Tdoc. Yep, so Tdoc, a bit of a pause day right there after a decent candle on Friday, so let's see if we can get over that 50-day and see if we get some strength on that one. And then we looked at Etsy. Great stuff, great finds. Thanks, Brian. Norma, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. Let's take a look at PLM. So PLM, pulling back, it looks like they've got their own little stock split coming up here, so just keep an eye out for that one right here. You got big geometric line right here, kind of a triangle here, but if we break down that inside day low, it might want to find some more downside on that one. Good stuff. Jay, what's going on? Good to see you. Thanks for tuning in. I love the parachute. Great stuff right there. New bass player, what's happening? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, good evening. CLDR. Let's take a look. Inside day. Let's see if we can break out here. I like how it's at the cloud right here. It's got some levels it's got to get above, right? Big geometric line right here. Another one right here, right? So the inside day up could get a little bit of a move between that space right there. SFDC4S, what's going on? Play of the day. So there's a couple of them that we're going to tweet out later, right, off of the public game plan. So definitely keep an eye out for that one. A lot of the ones we've been looking at here tonight. Nahas, what's going on? LVGO. Let's take a look. So LVGO has had an epic run up, and then like these other names that gave a nasty pullback right here, never came back to the cloud, right? And who knows? This could be its B area right here. Big upper shadow off of that one. So we'll see how that goes going forward right here. It's had a pretty much an epic move up here. This could have been the correction. It might just be working its way up, but just we still have to keep that ABC possible correction in mind. Square, again, tried to break out. Again, decent move on Thursday, double inside day up, a little bit of pullback right there, possible pause day. We'll see how strong the market is tomorrow and see if these how these payment providers do, like this one, PayPal, things like that. GRWG got, was huge right here, obviously, after earnings. Big move right there, big candles, good move, nasty pullback. It is holding its ADMA, so keep on that to see if we can keep an eye on that, see if we can break over those highs. Suyag, what's going on? Would love to see analysis on charts during electrics. Oh, I know, it's going to be great. Well, stick with us. We'll be doing it and seeing how that looks right there. You saw that weekly cloud, and we talked about it in the newsletter as well to see how they're doing. Yeah, so we'll definitely check on that. And, of course, gold, double inside day right here. It's had an epic move up. It's kind of hanging on to its 8 EMA on that one. J Moss, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. The FDA approved plasma therapy for COVID. Yep, so we'll see if Guild gets a little bit of a move off of that going into tomorrow. Right now it's been good. It's been pretty beat up here after earnings. So again, primarily we'd like to see if we can get above this trend line and where it goes from there. If we get over the ADMA, right, could get some strength and possibly test these all. So we'll see what it has in store for tomorrow. Good find on that one. Good. Johnny, what's going on? Yeah, let's take a look. We've got SE. This has had an epic run as well. And again, getting Kind of consolidating up here, not in a fun way, right? It's got a lot of red candles up here, but really let's see if we can try to push above those levels and get another push on SE. Docu, again, also had an epic run up. I got a lot of these pulled back recently, so let's just see if we can continue to try to push above these recent highs. Baba, definitely going to be on the radar for tomorrow. Strong breakout of this mostly symmetrical triangle with some volume. Bit of an upper shadow on that one, but definitely one to keep an eye on. Piton, again, doing its little upper shadow thing still. It's basically still in the trend box. It couldn't get back above the prior trend line. And then Facebook, definitely on the radar. Double inside week, so let's see if it can push above Friday's highs to get a potential momentum move. SK, what's going on? Thanks for tuning in. UNH, again, kind of curling over here under the ADMA, trying to make a push back up here. Let's see if we can get back above the ADMA and start going again. Cisco, again, kind of like Intel, right? It had this big gap down here inside day. Let's see if it can work its way up and get out of those trend lines there. And then Nike, again, Foot Locker had good earnings the other day, so Nike a lot of times moves in sympathy with Foot Locker. Unfortunately, Foot Locker did not hold after its earnings move and gave a nasty reversal off of that one. But Nike's looking pretty strong like that, so let's see how it goes there. Sumit, what's going on? Good to see you. Tracy, thanks for tuning in. Adobe, again, if you like Adobe, right, make sure you see what Microsoft is doing too. Right, so this is starting to give a nice breakout here. Pause day, retested the upper trend, then launched off of that on Thursday. Gave you an inside day on Friday, so this has got to hold, right, for it to stay bullish. So hopefully Microsoft gets strong tomorrow and can help bring these other software names up. GRWG, again, pretty epic stuff, right? Parabolic move, nasty reversal right here. This is actually very, very shortable, right? On these big moves, right? It's tough to rally off of that after these huge highs, right? Because you get a lot of retail money in here that gets scared, right? It drops down, right? So that's a nice overnight trade right there, but it held the ADMA and bounced off of it. So that's good, right? That shows that there might be some institutional buyers there that are trying to hold this one up. So good stuff there. Let's take a look at Win. Again, just kind of chopping around there. It's in this triangle area, upper shadow within the daily cloud. So good stuff there. And Jerry, what's going on? I hope you're doing well. Let's take a look at Penn. Again, another casino name right here. Again, it's had an epic move. It's been a little bit stronger than the other casinos, as you can see from when we looked at Win. We are holding the upper trend line and the ADMA. We left with a shooting star here, but low volume, right? So just kind of see how it holds. It might tag that trend line and try to work its way back up. So good stuff, guys. Great requests tonight and great questions. I really appreciate everybody for tuning in, and I hope everybody has a great trading week this week. We're looking forward to it. We're going to have fun in the group, and I hope you guys can join us there one day too. So I hope everybody has a great rest of your evening. Again, if you're new here, definitely click subscribe on YouTube. We do this every market night where we go through new technical ideas and we take chart requests and have fun with that too. And whether you're new here or not, please click the like button. We always appreciate that. It goes a long way. AI, what's going on? Baba due to make a move. Well, it already started to make a move, right? So we got out of the symmetrical triangle. Good volume here on Friday. Let's see if we can get above Friday's highs for another push here to all-time highs. So we'll see how that goes. Good stuff, Norma. Yeah, thank you so much. All right, everybody. Well, I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Get some rest. Oh, and then Square. Yeah, sorry, I just saw that. So Square, again, it tried to make a move the other day. It's giving you a lot of upper shadows right here. It's really timid at its all-time highs. So just a little caution on that one. Okay, we just want to look for intraday strength to see if it can push again. So good stuff. Be sure to hit the like button, everybody. We always appreciate it. It goes a long way. I hope everybody has a wonderful evening. Stay healthy out there, and remember your risk first and stay safe. See you